And thank you to everyone that is already a part of our BEMP family. If you are new to our platform, thank you for joining us today. Make sure that you guys are following us on Instagram and Facebook at BEMP on the Spot and BEMP Corporation. And while you're there, make sure that you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel and that you turn on your post notifications so that you can get a little alert every time we post some new videos or any new information or a sneak peek about things that are coming up in the future. As you guys know, April is our Movers and Shakers month, so we have been featuring Black business owners that are making big moves and shaking things up in the real estate industry. Unfortunately, our featured Black business owners for today, Terrance and Demeeka Cobb, they are the owners of BGW Home Team. They had a family emergency today, so they weren't able to make it here with us tonight. But no worries. We do have some informative clips that we're going to be playing for you guys from their YouTube channel. We thought you guys would like to hear about them, and it has a ton of amazing information. So we're going to be sharing those clips with you right after this short video. All right, you guys, without further ado, we're going to be sharing with you guys how to buy a home in 2021, tips and tricks revealed.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk to you guys today about how to buy a home in 2021 and what you can do as a new first-time home buyer to help yourself through the process. So there are a lot of options out here for you guys, and I'm so surprised to find out how many people don't even know that they can own a home, don't know that they have the right income and credit score. They just don't know what to do. So I wanted to start telling you guys about how to go about the process, what to expect. So let's jump right into it. So let's first start by talking about how to get approved. So there are 3 things that lenders look at when they want to determine if you're qualified to buy a home. And that's your credit, your debt, and your income. So let's talk about those 3. So let's start with credit. So first of all, you want to make sure that you have at least a 620 credit score. What that's going to do for you is allow you to get the best rates and the best opportunity for a loan to buy your new home. The second thing is you definitely want to make sure that you have at least 3 credit lines that are in good standing and that you've had for at least 2 years. That's really going to help the lender see that yes, you have a great credit history and you are ready to take on the responsibility of buying a home. Third, you want to make sure that you haven't had any late payments in the last 12 months. This is very important. If they see that you've missed 1 payment in the last 12 months, they feel that you may not be ready to take on the responsibility of owning a home because you can't manage your finances. Okay, so let's talk about income. What they want to see is that you have enough income to cover the cost of your home plus all of your other living expenses that you will have because you own a new home. And then the other things that you have, like a new car, credit cards, etc. So they want to make sure that you have enough income for that. The lender wants to see that you can show consistency in your work history. So they want to see at least 2 years of consistent work history. It doesn't have to be with the same employer, but you definitely want to try to stay in the same line of work. And if not, it needs to show that your income has increased over time. So let's just say, for instance, that you were a manager at McDonald's. Then you changed to become a nurse because you completed school, etc. So that is going to show that you've had a steady increase in your income and you are prepared to buy a home. Again, make sure your income is increasing, not decreasing. And your lender is going to want to see your bank statements, your W-2s, and your tax returns. So make sure you keep all of that so that you are ready for the process. So if you're not making the best income right now, this is an opportunity for you to try to find a better job, or maybe take on more hours at your job so that you can increase your income and be able to afford a property in the area that you live. Again, minimize frivolous spending. So they're going to look at your bank account statements and they see that you consistently spend a ton of money on things that may be unnecessary. They're going to look at that as you being irresponsible and you're not ready to take on a home loan at this time. So let's talk about credit utilization. For this, they want to make sure that if you have any credit cards, that you are not using more than 20% of the balance. So if you have a $1,000 credit card limit, you want to make sure you're not using more than $200 because that's going to show the lender that you are able to still maintain your everyday lifestyle without maxing out your credit cards. Again, keep in mind for income, your wages and salary is counted. If you own a business, that's counted. But if you're getting student loans coming in, that is not counted because those are items that are not permanent. You're not going to be in school forever and they know that you can't maintain that salary for the next 30 years. But if you do have alimony or child support, those items can be counted and you want to make sure you let your loan officer know about that. Now let's talk about how you can afford to buy a home. First things first, make sure you're saving your money. Really think about what you're spending your money on and decide if you can go without that thing or maybe eliminate that Netflix account or maybe stop eating out because any dollar that you save is going to help you in this process. Remember, when you buy a home, there is a such thing called earnest money. And the earnest money is what you're going to give the seller of the home to say, yes, I am serious about this property and I want to buy it. So you have to have that money up front to buy a home. Next, you're going to need a down payment. So there are options out there to give you no down payment, but you have to qualify for those. And if not, down payment could be as little as 3% of the home price. So for instance, if you're buying a home for $200,000, your down payment could easily be $6,000 for that home. You want to make sure you have enough money saved up if you can't qualify for a down payment assistance program. Finally, closing costs is very important. A lot of people don't realize that there are closing costs involved in buying a home. So what that means is there's a title search on the property, you have to pay a title company or a lawyer to close the transaction, you have appraisal costs, you have home inspection costs. There are a lot of costs involved that are calculated and rolled back into the loan. So you want to make sure that you have enough money available for that. Now, there are a lot of opportunity to come to the closing table with $0, which is awesome. But again, keep in mind that that money is still going to be rolled into the loan and you're going to have to pay it at some point. Now, let's talk about after you close. There are so many costs involved in buying a new home. So where are you now and where are you moving to? So you're going to have to get a U-Haul, boxes, pack everything up. You're going to have gas for your vehicles. You're going to have to get to that location, unpack everything, make sure you have the essentials when you get there. You have to buy new food in your refrigerator. You know, there are some times where you have to buy appliances for your home. So you want to think about all of this before you start the home buying process because it's a big deal. This is your home now. This is your responsibility. You don't have a landlord that's going to come and fix your toilet or any of that stuff. So that's your responsibility now, and you have to put in your home what you want in there. So there are options for no down payment that I've talked about in my previous videos. So I'm going to put a link down in the bio to let you know where to find that video. But again, those are USDA loans and those can help you buy a home with no down payment. There is a process for that and it has to be in a rural area, but you can qualify and buy a home with no down payment. So the second option for no down payment is the VA loan. So if you're a veteran, you possibly can qualify for this. And a lot of veterans don't even know that this is out there. So ask your loan officer, do your research, get on e-benefits and find out if you can get your certificate of eligibility to get a no down payment home loan through the VA loan process. The third thing that you can do for down payment assistance is the down payment assistance program. There are options out there. Your lender can possibly give you down payment assistance. There are other grants and funds out there for you. I've done a lot of information like that on other social media platforms. So I will put the link in the description for my TikTok, for instance, if you want to see more of my content there. It's really quick, but you'll be able to get an idea of what to do to qualify for that. I'm also going to post more videos here to talk about that. So another way to save money during the home buying process is to shop around. I can't say this enough. You know, you can start with one lender, let them pre-qualify you, but again, shop around with other lenders because they're going to give you different rates depending on where you're going. No lender is made the same, so don't think that if you qualify at one, you're scared to go to another one because they're gonna not qualify you. Also, don't think that if you do it a bunch of times, it's gonna kill your credit because that's not true either. So just make sure that you shop around for that. You also want to shop around for your title company and homeowner's insurance. Again, these are things that you can't get around. You have to have a title company to close the transaction. You have to have homeowner's insurance on your property. Please shop around. You're probably going to get someone recommending a person to you. Just take that, get their quote, but also go find others. There are options out there for you. That's how you can save money. Even $100 or $1,000 is going to save you, and you want to get as much savings as you can. So let's talk about how to be prepared overall. This is very important. Remember, the home buying process can feel overwhelming. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of paperwork to sign. The loan officer is going to ask you for so much documentation. So you want to make sure you're prepared by having your W-2s and tax returns available for the last 2 years. You also want to make sure you have pay stubs with your current employer for at least the last 2 months. They're also going to want to see your bank statements for the last 2 months, not the simple stuff. They want to see details. They want to see how you're spending your money. Don't get nervous. They first of all want to make sure you are who you say you are, and you're being truthful about your finances. So as long as everything is in order, you're good to go. Just provide the information and you're gonna get a quick answer on if you can be pre-approved or not. So with your bank statements, make sure that you are not doing any large withdrawals or deposits because they wanna know about that, because you're not allowed to have someone just give you money for the deposit unless it's mentioned as a gift. Again, you want to make sure that you can account for all the money that's been deposited and withdrawn from your account. You don't want to have any insufficient funds fees because that's important. You don't want to have any overdraft fees because if they see these things, that shows that you are not responsible with your money and they're less inclined to loan you $100,000 for a property. So just think about that before you start the process. Again, they're going to ask you to explain everything. So if there's an overdraft fee there, they want to know why it happened. If you have anything that's been withdrawn or deposited a large amount of money, you're going to have to write a statement saying why that happened. You know, they want to know everything. So if you've moved several times in the last few years, they're going to have you write statements that tells where you were, why you moved there, all of that. So again, this is a lot of money a lender is planning to loan you, so you want to make sure you're prepared by having the documents ready and be able to explain everything about your life, honestly. So if you listen to these tips today, you're almost ready to start the process. Watch the video a couple more times. Get it in your head what you have to be prepared for and what you need to do to get ready. I know that you guys can do it. Again, make sure you like and subscribe because I'm gonna have a lot of content here for you guys. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully it's helpful for you. Again, watch the video a couple times to get yourself in the mindset. I know that you can do it. And if you have questions, put them in the comments section below. I can't wait to hear from you. You can be a homeowner, you probably just don't know it, so you can start the process and get into your first home.
That was such a great video. A question that a lot of realtors get from their clients is how can they purchase a home if they have absolutely no money to put down? Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. Here's a clip titled "No Money Down, Home Loans Explained."
Guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching all of my content. Today I want to talk to you about NACA or NACA. I've had so many questions about this program, so I want to try to give you some details on that today so you can see if you can qualify for it. So first things first, make sure you subscribe below. That makes sure that you get the first notification of any content that I put out. Secondly, if you have any questions after this video, please check the end of this video for my contact information. Feel free to send me an email with any of your questions and I'll be happy to answer those for you. So again, we're going to talk about NACA today, so let's jump right into it. So a lot of people don't know that NACA is one of the most affordable homeownership programs. It's a streamlined mortgage process, and from contract to close, you can actually own your own home within 28 days. There's some really great things about NACA. So for instance, there's no down payment required, no closing costs because the lender is actually going to pay that for you. There's no points or fees, no income minimum or maximum, no perfect credit score required, and there's no PMI or private mortgage insurance required. So these are awesome benefits of doing the NACA program. So if this is interesting to you, keep listening because I have more to talk about. So unlike other mortgages, this is really a no-fee mortgage program. No origination fee, no application fee, no underwriting fees, no document fees, no processing fees, no private mortgage insurance. Any other fees, the lender is going to pay those for you. So this is really a great opportunity for you if you are concerned about fees and want to save the most money on your mortgage. So there's a variety of properties you can purchase with the NACA program. They can be existing or new construction. They can be single family homes, which means you and your family are living in one home together. It can be a condo. It can be a mixed use with commercial and residential, but at least 50% has to be residential use. It can be multifamily up to 4 units. It can also be a purchase and rehab. So if you want to buy a home and fix it up, you can also use the NACA program for that. So there are NACA requirements. So you have to follow the NACA process, and I'm going to go over that shortly. There are no income limits on using this process. So you can make $1 million. You can make $2 million. $50,000, it doesn't matter, you can still qualify, but there are sale price maximums, and I am going to go over that today. And also, the property has to be in a condition where it can meet safety code requirements. So you can't buy a home that, for instance, doesn't have a roof on it or a tree caved in on it, or if there's a major electrical issue with the home, it has to still meet certain safety code requirements. So just consider all that if you want to use a NACA loan. So let's talk about your real estate agent. You can actually pick any real estate agent you want. You can do an outside agent. You can actually do a NACA referral agent, and you can do a NACA in-house agent. So, but either way, any of them can help you through the process. If you wanted to choose me, I'm an outside real estate agent, and I'm happy to help you through this process and find the right lender for you. So in the beginning of this video, I told you that it takes 28 days from contract to close. So I want to talk a little bit about what happens during that timeline so you know what to expect. So in the first week, you're going to actually find the property that you want to buy. Your real estate agent is actually going to draw up the purchase and sale contract, and then you're going to sign that, give an offer to the seller, and then they're going to accept, and then you can move to the next step in the process. At this point, NACA is going to receive that information, and then a mortgage lender is going to reach out to you, and they are going to continue through the process to collect documents from you that they need, and they can continue to look at those documents and request any additional documents that are needed. Along with that, you are actually going to work with your real estate agent to schedule a property inspection and a termite inspection. These things are very important. So the property inspection is going to tell you if there's anything wrong with the property that needs to be addressed prior to closing. The termite inspection is going to tell you, again, if there's any termite damage in the home. Termites love wood. So a termite inspector is going to go in and see if there's any issues and let us know before we close, because we don't want to buy a home that has issues that we don't know about. So not only that, but in the first week, we're also going to attend the property inspection. So once it's scheduled, we attend it. Usually happens really quickly. The inspector is going to let us know anything that's wrong with the property before we move forward. So in the second week, this is when you're going to submit the loan application. You're going to give the lender the documents that they need. They're going to review everything. You're going to submit all the paperwork online. And this is where the credit process starts. So in the next week, the lender is still asking you for more information. They're reviewing the documents that you provided. You're also going to look at any repairs that are needed from the initial inspection and ask the seller to fix those or not fix them, depending on what the importance is. You're also going to obtain your homeowner's insurance. Every home is required to have homeowner's insurance. This protects you if anything happens to the property, like lightning struck the property, the roof caved in, the AC went out. The homeowner's insurance is going to help you with that, and it's required. In the last 10 or so days, the lender is working very hard to get your loan approved. So they're going to make sure they have all the documentation from you that they need. They're going to keep reviewing that and confirming that everything is what they expected it to be. And they're going to do this whole process to confirm your closing. And 3 days before closing, you should get what's called a closing disclosure. That's going to show you your fees for the process, which in this case, NACA doesn't have any fees, but you're going to see what your expected mortgage payment is going to be. And then at day 28, guess what? You close and you've got the keys to your property. So let me show you a little bit about how you can go through the process. There is a couple of steps that have to happen before you can even start to look for your property. So number one, to qualify for a NACA home loan is you have to attend the NACA virtual workshop. This is going to tell you everything you need to know about NACA. They feel if you attend this, then you're prepared to go through the process. So that's step one and has to be completed. So step two, during the virtual workshop, you're going to start what's called a web file. This is going to be a lot of your basic information about you. That has to be completed before you can move on to the next step in the process. Step three is you're going to become NACA qualified. What this means is that you're going to document your readiness for home ownership, and NACA is going to say whether or not they approve you to go through this process. Again, these are steps that have to happen before you can even get to the contract phase. So once the contract is started, there's 28 days to close, but before that, there are steps that have to be taken. So just keep that in mind. Step four, you're going to attend the NACA purchase workshop, and this is where we're going to start to find your home. Next thing you're going to do, like I mentioned before, submitting the credit and bank application, and then after that, you get to be approved by the lender and you close on your property, and guess what? You get the keys. All right, guys, so I hope this was helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any extra questions. If you'd like to contact me via email, my contact info will be at the end of the video. Again, don't forget to subscribe. That's important if you want to get all my next videos about education for home buyers. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, NACA is an awesome program. So if you think it's for you, you can contact me. I'm happy to get you in touch with a realtor in your area that can help you. But there are steps that you have to take before you can start the process. Again, I hope this was helpful. See you soon.
All right, you guys, thank you to Terrance and Demeeka for those informative videos. If you guys do want to check out some more of their videos, please go ahead and follow them on YouTube. They have a lot of different things there listed to help you with your home buying process. And I also wanted to thank everyone that has been here with us tonight. Thank you for staying tuned in and for viewing with us. And I wanted to let you guys know that next week I'll also be on T-Shirt and Tees Tuesday. So if you'd like to see my lovely face again again, make sure that you guys are tuning in at 6:30 p.m. And then I'll also be the Spotlight Business Owner on BHEMP on the Spot on next Thursday. And since I can't interview myself, I will be interviewed by Jalen and Kaya. So make sure that you guys do mark your calendars. That is going to be on May 6th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Distance Time. You won't want to miss it. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.